I was thinking about since you're leaving the country, we're gonna have
What?
to we're gonna have to get on the WhatsApp. We're gonna have
We
to
are. I have WhatsApp.
we're gonna have
I've
to
got
shift our
WhatsApp.
conversation.
Yeah. We that is nice. We will have to switch to WhatsApp. That's a
Yeah.
that's good.
We'll get the
WhatsApp
extra
and
encryption for all the stuff that Tanner sends.
Oh my God.
you're
And
the one
you.
who's
Yeah.
you boys have turned the group chat into a secondary Instagram, send me memes. And I'm thinking to myself, like, are you guys where are you viewing these memes where you couldn't fucking just send it straight to the Instagram box? Like that's where are you guys? Are you going to Google downloading memes and then sending them to me? Because that's fucking infuriating.
In
No, I
our
started.
text?
Yes.
Oh.
The text group is just basically meme. Or the
I'm
GIFs.
Yeah, most of mine are coming from Twitter.
Nice.
Yeah, but are you taking them from Twitter, downloading them, and then sending them to us?
Yeah, like if it's a picture, I'll just save the picture and then send it
Yeah.
to the text group
Yeah, that's what I mean. I do the same thing, except it's just from
and then
Facebook.
delete it, immediately delete it.
I just copy and paste it, but yeah, that works too.
I think in WhatsApp you can delete from both me and you, or maybe that's Telegram. Yeah. But
Excellent.
anyway, so we'll have that extra layer of encryption soon enough for the meme
I'm in
chat.
like I use WhatsApp for these these puzzle hunt people that we've tried to do a couple times, right?
Yeah.
And you can just see, like, I can see on the bubble on the app that I have 927 messages waiting or something from these people, and it's just like,
Wow.
I don't want to open that. I don't even want to
Yeah.
look at it.
That's a lot
No.
to, yeah.
They really have a real back and forth
They're ready
conversation,
to solve puzzles.
and there's a lot of people. Yeah, it's like their work group. Like they're all dumping all
Yeah.
their shit in there.
They're committed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Like Chuck Norris is committed to not giving those bastards an inch.
Yeah. Ben, I need to take us on one quick tangent, and I promise it's for a reason.
That's okay.
All right, good.
Homie, one quick tangent is fine.
My man. Good.
It's,
So
when we get 23 minutes of The Wire.
it's not about the wire at all. It has nothing to do with the wire.
Is that the one?
33% of us hasn't seen.
Correct.
That's true.
So all of you guys know. Also, welcome to the show, everyone.
Oh,
We're
well,
pumped to
yeah.
have you all here.
Let's start it for real.
Well, that's what
So
the
we
intro
don't
and
need
post
to
is
do
for.
the intro. Yeah. I mean, we can be like,
We have
Because you do the intro and post.
because there's music and then there's
and then we're riffing, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
So everybody knows now how passionate Ben is about cell phone usage in the movie theater.
Oh yeah.
So last night,
and if they don't, give them, a quick rundown.
yeah, if you're in a
Very
theater
passionate.
and you're watching a movie, Ben is gonna snap at you
He's
and
on
say,
phone watch.
"Can you please
for sure.
stop?" He's a
If
phone
you're in
watcher.
my peripheral vision,
Yes.
put it away.
If you're doing something in Ben's peripheral vision that isn't exclusively watching the movie, shut it down immediately.
Yeah.
Or it will be shut down for you.
Agreed. Yep. And this is where I want to pose the question. So last night, I went with Lauren to go see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. This was actually my second time seeing them, and great time, fun music, super cool pyrotechnics, Christmassy stuff. It's a good time. It's a concert. So like there were people recording some people recording little clips and Lauren, again, I'm not outing Lauren. This is not about Lauren, but she filmed a couple of short clips, like I'm talking like 30 seconds, and she said, I'm going to show these to Vivi later. And I'm like, that's cool, that's fine. But there were people sitting right around us that were filming entire fucking songs. I'm talking like a phone right here, doing that the whole time. And it's like TSO, they don't have really long songs. They're like, I think their average track length is probably 3 minutes or whatever. But it's just like
TSO,
dude,
you're very familiar with them.
TSO, bro. It was my second time seeing them, so I'm a pretty
Veteran.
Yeah. So, and super random, but if you ever have a chance to see them, they're fun. They're super fun with the pyrotechnics and music. It's kind of like, it's like listening to an 80s hair metal band with a bunch of other shit on top of it, different
Wait,
instruments.
so did you address the long-term video people?
The plot thickens, my friend. It was a lady and then her friend or spouse or whomever sitting next to her. It was these two ladies. They were both doing the same thing, oftentimes the same song. Like certain songs like Carol the Bells, the ones you hear on all the Christmas commercials, like, sure, do your little video for Instagram or Facebook. That's fine. Like, I know people are going to do that. But like, you had them filming like entire songs. And then there were people around texting like during the show. And I'm like, I mean, this is, again, I was thinking to myself, man, I got to ask Ben what he thinks about this. If the venue change, if the circumstance changes the rules. But like there were quite a few offenders, Ben. I just want your take on do the rules change if we're in a concert setting with like, families, there's kids, like, I don't know.
Concert is a little looser, right? Because
yeah,
there's music and there's more light. It's not like the lights from phones are bothering your like vision of the show.
That's true.
But like, if you're at a concert and you have somebody in front of you holding their phone up forever to record this thing, and by the way, no one's watching these fucking videos.
No,
they're
agreed.
recording it. No one is going back and watching these videos.
Yeah.
Ever. Maybe
I
once.
always think about that. Is like,
it's funny.
I remember the days when I used to film long portions of a song, and you're never posting, you're not posting 3 minutes of a song. You're not posting the long video or the like super zoomed in video. No. You're maybe posting a photo or like a 15-second maximum clip.
Yeah.
But you never watch the whole thing.
I take
there's a better version. There's a better version of whatever you're trying to do on YouTube already.
100% agree.
Exactly.
What I like to do is I'll get a picture of like the stage. If it's like if it's an outdoor venue, like I took a picture when I saw Pantera at a festival a couple years ago. I was like, that's cool, man. I saw Pantera, I saw Metallica, like childhood favorites. But yeah, I agree with you. It didn't take away from my experience. I still had a really good time, but I definitely just kind of watched the show and then watch these people thinking, yeah, like the same thing you said, like no one's gonna watch this.
It's different than I feel about the movies, because at the movies
is
you're
different.
a distraction. You are distracting me from the movie.
Agreed.
At a show, I just want people to live in the moment. Put your fucking phone away.
I'm with you,
dude.
Soak
in the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
I may be channeling some like boomer Gen X energy by saying this, but honestly, and I hate being this person, but I have to be this person. When they played one of their softer ballads, which is like usually back in the day, you guys remember you take out your cigarette lighter and wave it back and forth.
Oh, now people
had their phones out with their flashlights.
That's the worst.
That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. I hate it so much. Just get a cigarette lighter.
Very passionate.
Get a cigarette lighter like a real person and just have it for that
reason.
I
don't think you're allowed.
Probably not allowed.
In there.
No.
So, but yeah.
I'm with you. I love it. You're out there. Yeah. You're out there fighting the good fight.
And for you kids, you kids that don't know, that's how we used to do it. Granted, this was an indoor venue, to be fair. Obviously, outdoor would be different if it was a festival, like outdoor festival.
Wants people to have open flames indoors.
Really believe that.
You shouldn't have mentioned your argument was sound until then.
Well, we used to do that. We used to have the lighters going.
Oh, yeah.
You can't smoke inside anymore, and we used to do that.
Yeah, but people still just had a lighter. Because it used to be also, you just wanted a lighter in case a girl needed a light for a cigarette. Because
that's right.
you're immediately you're in.
That's true.
No, I agree with what you're saying.
Now, you can't smoke or have a lighter indoors if you wanted to.
No, you can't. But put your phone away. Live in the moment.
Yeah. Live in the moment, kids. Do it. So again, like I don't mind a quick clip. Like I will enjoy Vivi seeing some of those videos because there was some really cool like laser light, strobe lights. I mean, by the way, just a warning to anyone that goes to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra, if you even have like a 1% chance of being what word am I thinking of?
Epilepsy?
epileptic, yeah, if you have even like a 0.1% chance, do not fucking go, because the lasers are like shooting into your eyeballs, man.
Seizures?
Definitely. Yeah, you will seize. You will seize hard.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you for listening to my TED Talk and my rant. I recognize that I'm, a little older.
Let's talk
But
about Chuck Norris.
It's all relevant.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Chuck Norris. Let's talk about Missing in
Hey,
Action.
DeMarco, do you
the
mind if
beginning.
we talk about Chuck Norris?
No, I don't. I don't mind.
Let's take a quick tangent into Chuck.
That's a great
Norris.
idea. Welcome to Action Club Podcast, your weekly hangout for great conversations, big laughs, and even better vibes. I'm DeMarco Crum, joined by Ben Weber and Tanner Spies. This week, we watched Missing in Action 2, The Beginning, and we can't wait to dive in and share our thoughts. Whether you're listening or watching, we're glad you're here. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to share it with your friends and follow us on Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube. Now, let's get into it. But yeah, Missing in Action 2, The Beginning, it was my pick, and tough rewatch, man. I watched this movie for the first time at like 9 years old. And it's another funny little silly childhood story that just like sticks out. My parents rented the movie from the my parents rented the movie from the library. So we're talking like VHS copy. It had the cardboard
cool
sleeve
library
around it, but it also had the plastic. You remember those plastic sleeves they had over the VHS boxes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tapes. Yeah, those are cool. You like push the outside to like open it up, take it out. Good times. But anyways, I watched the movie with my parents the first time, and apparently I loved it, and I just watched it over and over again. And I saw that movie, and I also saw, so like these movies I've introduced you guys to, Tanner too, that movie, Under Siege, Commando, Predator. I saw all those within the same kind of span, like 9 years old to 12, which I recognize is not normal
super early, super early
for a lot of people. But I had this funny little childhood fantasy that I was going to become a special forces operator, and I was watching these movies to train so I could learn the tactics of the special ops. And now I watch it. Now it's hilarious because now it's like, oh yeah, you don't throw a grenade like that. Okay, but it looks cool.
Heavy lob, heavy.
There's another one where he does a shuttle, like a shuttle pack.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
like
good. It's so good. I mean, yeah. So, but it was fun to rewatch, but also like there's some pretty dark stuff in there that I should not have seen at that age. But
no,
here we are.
Yeah, it's got a large number of disturbing ways to die. This movie.
This definitely did like deep psychological damage to you. There's no doubt.
Yeah,
you can tell, right? Everything makes sense now.
If you could sue your parents, I would.
This would be a prime piece of evidence. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Your parents, it's like Camp Lejeune. Like it's bad news. They messed you up.
Yeah. And just to give people a little bit of context and to come to my parents' defense, my parents are both former military. So my mom was in the Army at the time. So we were watching like military movies and thrillers and stuff. I think I also saw Black Hawk Down around that time too, probably when it came out. So I would have been like 11 or 12. So anyways, yeah, that makes a lot of sense now.
Can you, before we get too far, can you explain to me what happened in the first Missing in Action and how the two movies are connected?
I'm going to be totally honest with you, man. I have only seen the first Missing in Action one time, and it's been a long time, and I don't remember very much of it at all. I remember, strangely, you know me, I'm weird with my sequels. I've seen the third one more, and I remember the third one more, but it's
how many times can the same person be missing in action?
Well, the third one, funny enough, is it takes place after the second one. And well, I guess, and the first one, but he is trying to get his wife and his son out of Vietnam. And basically his son gets captured, and like he gets captured, and they escape, and he takes his son and a bunch of refugees across the border to escape, and he has to kick ass and help people. It's kind of Rambo 3 now that I think about it. It's very similar to Rambo 3. It's funny, especially because those movies came out around the
It
same
sounds like
era.
Taken. How many times can the same family have a Taken situation?
Exactly. And one thing I will tell Tanner. Oh, go ahead, Tanner.
I was just gonna say I looked up the plot summary from the first one. So you keep going, DeMarco, and I'll tell you the rest.
No, I was just gonna say one thing to kind of set the scene as far as like legacy and the eras. The really cool thing about this movie is this came out in 1982, so First Blood comes out this came out in 85. First Blood comes out in 1982, so there's a little bit of an overlap. But before Arnold and Stallone, you had Charles Bronson, you had Lee Marvin, you had Clint Eastwood, and you also had Chuck Norris. You had the guys; those are the kind of the prior generation. And of course, my brain is blanking now. Bullet.
Stephen Queen.
Help me, Ben.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. This is why we have Ben. So it's just Chuck Norris is super, super important in the action movie scene, like an icon. So we had to have a movie of his featured. We will watch more, but it was just something that had to be mentioned. He was part of that era, and it's neat how that early to mid 80s was a kind of a crossing point. We switched over into Arnold, into Stallone, and things changed. Van Damme. So those good times.
Is he your top commando? Like we've
Chuck Norris?
had a lot of commandos. We've had Rambo. We've had Schwarzenegger be a commando. We've had what's his face from Rolling Thunder was a commando. We watched.
He was a commando.
Dirty Dozen. That's a dozen commandos.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris.
It's a dozen commandos.
Who's your top commando of who we've seen?
I actually had thought about this, and
Of course you had.
I love honestly Stallone and Rambo First Blood Part 2, which Tanner has not yet seen, but I think he's my guy. Like when he's in the fucking woods taking out the Viet Cong and the Soviet guys, and he's up in the tree with the arrow or with the bow. I'm not going to give away details to spoil anything or actually no, you saw the explosive arrows. Never mind. He's got the explosive arrows, and it's just that
He's
super roided up Hawkeye.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's never not super roided up anything.
That's right. I would say now one thing I will say about Chuck Norris is he is a legitimate martial artist. He was an 8-time American Karate Association, I think a heavyweight champion. I can't remember if he was a heavyweight or if he was a light heavyweight. I think he was a heavyweight champion.
Heavyweight?
But
he's 5'7".
Yeah, but that's a small crew that competes in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it may have been light heavyweight. And the weight classes I'm sure have changed over the. Granted, we're talking this was back in the 60s and 70s because he fought. He fought Bruce Lee in Return of the Dragon, which came out in the 60s, Ben? Probably the mid 60s.
Yeah, late 60s.
Yeah, late 60s. That was before Enter the Dragon came out. I think Enter the Dragon had come out, but yeah, Return of the Dragon. Anyways, but yeah, no, he's a legitimate martial artist. He's still in amazing shape. He's 83 years old, and he's just a cool dude. He's just like the internet is in love with Chuck Norris. Like you've heard the Chuck Norris jokes. I mean, he's a irreplaceable icon. Not irreparable. He's an irreplaceable.
He's an irreparable icon.
I mean, who didn't go to college and have one friend who had the poster up in their dorm room of the Chuck Norris jokes, or at least saw them on memes and stuff on the internet. Those early interweb days. So, like when Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups, he does earth downs, shit like that.
Yeah.
So, but it was.
I prefer that genre of joke to the dead baby jokes, for sure.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
There was definitely an era of just almost exclusively dead baby jokes.
Shout out to my friend Greg in college who knew like 300 dead baby jokes.
Dude, some people went deep into the catalog. Yeah.
It was like we got it. The baby's dead.
Ben, you had seen this before.
Yeah, not in a long time.
Not in a long time. So Tanner, this was your first watch, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's bring it over to you then. What's Tanner's first reaction? Tanner's take.
I mean, I thought it was a good movie. Ben and I were mocking regularly the use of chops and
lot of chopping. We definitely
Lots.
we've lost the art of the chop.
So there was a lot of action happening, which was, refreshing. It did have a good long backstory walk in. But
yeah.
then you got into people burning alive, being poisoned by opioids. You
Oh my
had,
God.
almost being hung. You had shooting deaths. You had,
Yeah,
you know,
bleak.
s- psychological and emotional trauma from left to right.
Like this
The
movie
only
is
thing
is
that
it's 1,000 ways to die, basically.
yeah, it's
It
like
is.
Abu
I mean,
Ghraib. It's like I'm
it's
surprised they didn't have a guillotine.
Yeah.
it's definitely dark. It's a dark movie, but with a light, like kaboom, pow,
Yeah.
chop kind of vibe to it, which is funny. It's good.
Yeah. What'd you think, Ben?
Uh,
Be honest, Ben. I want your honesty. I saw you
so
on your phone while we were watching it, by the way.
yeah, so I pointed this out too. Yes, I was on my phone.
Hey, stop that.
Even worse than being on the phone, I think I pointed this out to Tanner.
No, don't do
I'm gonna
that.
out us, Tanner. That
Oh man.
Oh no.
of all of our action club
Ben,
movies, this
why?
is the movie where
This
Tanner
is
and I were
we
doing
didn't
the
need
most
to say this.
non-movie chit-chatting. We were talking about like how much Coke to put in your, or how much ice to put in your fountain drink. We were talking about, I don't even know. I feel like we were talking about like each other's favorite color at some point. Like we were just really out on the move, not out on it, but like it. You get it. You get the plot. The
The
Yeah.
plot
plot
is
is
locked
extended.
in, and it's
Yeah.
not really. There's no surprises, right? Like you get exactly what's going to happen for the whole thing, so you can kind of turn off a little bit, tune out a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit,
Oh, I think
and
you could
then
easily fast forward at 45 minutes
yeah,
or an
the
hour and
first
just pick up right
the
there.
first act is just kind of slogs along, like you know,
What
oof.
the thing was saying was missing in action one. So missing in action two, quote, like sets the emotional backstory for the rest of the thing. So you're getting to know
We need to know
Chuck
their trauma.
Norris's character. I think in the first one, Chuck Norris goes to save POWs and is, quote, haunted by his time as a POW, which happens in the
Oh,
prequel, the second one.
that's right.
So it
Yeah.
would make sense that this one has more, you know, backstory, I suppose, or is trying to give more of that. But like Ben said, it was definitely like, okay, he's stuck here and he's gotta get out, and there wasn't really,
I
much.
I will compare that to. I have a friend who was just talking about this in regards to the Grinch, and you watch the Grinch, how the Grinch stole Christmas. I don't need the Grinch's backstory. He's just a bastard, right? Like I don't need to know his like original trauma. Just
Yeah,
he steals the shit and then he feels bad and he gives it back. Like
yeah,
Chuck Norris, he goes and saves POWs because he's
yeah,
like he was one or whatever. That's enough. That's all I need.
Yeah.
yeah.
Couple flashback sequences would have been good. Um,
How many
yeah.
do you need a whole movie about how when Batman's parents were killed? You know?
Oh God, no. I was so happy that the Robert Pattinson one didn't even do that. I was like, please, I
Yeah,
don't want to see Martha and
he was just
Thomas
bummed
walking
out.
down the alleyway again with the pearl necklace.
Anyway, but
So
once it got rolling and the
Yeah,
grenades started
yeah.
flying, yeah, a lot of explosions. A lot of
a lot of
explosions.
explosions. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did like that. A lot of
Like
explosions.
we used to really blow shit up.
We used to really
Yeah,
blow shit up. We used to use cigarette lighters at
miss those days.
concerts.
Yeah, yeah, we did. R.I.P. Yeah.
Oh shoot. So fun couple little pieces of trivia for you. Ben might realize or remember this because you just watched the movie, but Stephen Williams, the guy that plays Nestor, the kind of traitor slash saboteur who kind of redeems himself at the end. That guy, the actor's name is Stephen Williams, and he played Creighton Duke, the bounty hunter in Jason Goes to Hell, that I know you watched a few months ago. So
yeah, I also know him from The Leftovers. If anybody watches that, he's a character in that.
Yep, absolutely. So fun little horror related trivia that Tanner will not care at all about.
It took me a minute to place him because he looks really young in this.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, because Jason Goes to Hell comes out like 8 years later, I think in 93. I think it's 93.
I watched Jason Go to Hell in October. You know that.
My man, I know. Hey, I just want you to know I'm a dedicated viewer of your Filling My Eye Holes page. Okay, I'm always looking at what you're watching. I comment sometimes. You never respond to me, but I'm very dedicated to your journey, my friend.
Hold on, let's roll this back. What are you talking about?
I have a Instagram account. It's called
Filling My Eye Holes.
Filling My Eye Holes.
I'm not aware.
And
wait, really?
I just log everything I watch.
How have you not known about this, Tanner?
Because the only time Ben posts on Instagram is from the Action Movie Podcast.
No, well, this is another source.
Dude, he's got a third account, man.
And his regular account, which he never posts to. So how would I know? What's it called?
Filling
My Eye Holes?
Filling My Eye Holes. And let me look right now. I have posted 2,737 times.
That's epic, bro.
Holy shit.
Those are not rookie numbers, Ben.
No. And it has more followers than my normal.
And here's the question. How old is the page?
Wait. Are you just posting every time that you watch something?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
How old is the page, Ben?
It looks like since 2017.
Okay, what's the number again?
Movies since 2017.
2,737. You're gonna do
400 movies a year,
dude. That's 391 a year, dog.
Well, that's including TV shows, the occasional book. I'll put a book jacket on there.
Okay, sorry, 300 movies a year.
Dude, that's epic.
Yeah,
those are not rookie numbers. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
This is why Ben is the guy.
Yeah, so Ben is the team captain for this reason. If you you should definitely follow our account, the Action Movie Podcast, right? That's what it's called.
Well, now there's Letterboxd too. There's all kinds of places to track this stuff. But
lots of mediums. Yeah,
I just started doing that, keeping the media diary.
I like it.
Yeah,
no, I dig it. Dude.
Yeah, follow us at the Action Movie Club Instagram, but also follow Ben at Filling My Eye Holes.
Filling My Eye Holes.
The gross amount of movies, mostly, and TV and book media that he consumes.
My man's committed.
He definitely watches 300 movies a year. That's crazy.
He's committed. Crazy. Well, he's seen John Wick like 15 times or 16 or whatever. So John Wick 4.
I know. I just heard us talk about that for fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah. Super fun music trivia that I just happened to see on the screen and got excited about. Brian May did the music for this movie, and Brian May is
Ben brought that up too.
Oh, excellent! Yeah,
I saw him and I was like, that must be the same Brian May.
It's the guy. Yeah, and funny enough, he so he's obviously from Queen, one of the most popular rock bands of all time. He also did the music for The Road Warrior. So, and I when I realized that, I was listening to the music and there's some similarities. I think that he actually sampled some of his own stuff for this. Some of it was like some of the sequences when it's like the harrowing sequence over the water. I was like, that sounds like when Max was in the tanker, getting chased down by the guy, the roided up Jason wannabe with a really fancy pistol revolver.
Fun fact about Brian May: he uses a coin instead of a guitar pick.
That's really cool.
That is a fun fact.
What kind of a coin?
I don't know. Some British shit. I don't know.
I've actually tried that before, and that's really hard to do versus a pick. So yeah, impressive.
I've tried it too.
He's pulling it off.
I just think the guitar is hard to do.
He's pulling it off.
Yeah.
He is. He does seem to be doing all right for himself.
He's pretty. Yeah, he's pretty solid.
We probably shouldn't worry too much.
Yeah, I've got one more piece of trivia for you, then we can get into the categories and rock and roll. So Sun Tek Oh the gentleman who plays Colonel Yin, was also in Mulan. He plays Fazu in Mulan. Yeah, so he plays Fazu in that movie, which is pretty cool. So he passed away a few years ago, so he's not with us anymore. Chuck's still going strong though. Chuck's 83 and still.
Chuck looks good. I googled Chuck Norris a couple days ago.
Did you see the picture of him on the mats doing jujitsu?
He looks good.
He's
like a young
he's
adult.
like got somebody in a hold. I mean, he's in shape, man. He's impressive. I mean,
I'm surprised his body isn't honestly like more fucked up, or like, you know, who's the lightweight guy, lifter guy? Ronnie
Coleman.
Yeah. I know. I
Lightweight
realized that lightweight baby.
Lightweight baby.
I realize that he's not a stuntman or an actor, but the same kind of, you know, bodily harm comes to big time bodybuilders like that as they do stunt people.
Can we get Chuck in the ring against Jake Paul? Would that be
probably for a good amount of money?
That would be so cool.
I heard Conor McGregor was thinking about it. So
we need somebody to kick Jake Paul's ass.
We need someone to do it for the glory of doing it and not for the money.
Either, I don't care why. Just do it.
I mean, if you're gonna get paid, like, please do it also, but not to, like, don't get paid to go in a ring and not knock him out.
He's probably also not gonna fight anyone who can kick his ass.
No, probably not. I wouldn't.
No, he's pulling the Rocky 3 strategy. He's fighting tomato cans, as Ben said.
Yeah. True.
When you said so fair.
I was working out, literally doing my kettlebell swings when I was listening to the recording, and you said tomato cans. I started laughing so hard. I was like, damn. That's such a great insult. I love it. We should bring that back. What a fucking tomato can.
That is an old-timey insult.
I love it. I love old-timey stuff like that. That's fantastic.
Did I tell you guys about
tomato cans are back from the bear? They're very important in the bear.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Now there's money in tomato cans. Spoiler alert for the bear.
There's always money in the banana stand. I mean, the tomato can. So
this is a loose one tonight.
You guys ready for categories?
Yeah.
Give me the categories.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll, baby.
Get this train back on the track.
Let's do this. So there is one wire connection that I have to tell you guys. No, I'm just fucking with you. The Polly Award for most useless character. I was initially going to go Nestor, but he redeems himself at the end and helps them kind of gain the upper hand. So that kind of, and he was in Jason Goes to Hell. So that kind of makes me, you know, kind of not want him in that category. So
right, but like, he's otherwise a useless character. Like he plays no point in the plot, really.
I mean, in his defense, I will say, when you hear him talking to Captain Ho, you do realize he was trying to get the medicine for the guy, for Franklin, I think, who had malaria. So like he was trying to back channel his way through it. But I agree with you. I think overall he probably wasn't super useful. But
we're gonna have to look this up. But is the large bad guy Oddjob from Goldfinger?
Dude, he looks like him, doesn't he? That might be him.
I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to.
You don't want to.
I don't want to get that wrong.
What was his name? Do you know what the actor's real name was?
No.
I have the cast up right now.
Oddjob.
The guy's name, who I think Lau is the character's name.
Track it the other way. Look up Goldfinger and Oddjob, and then see what that guy's been in.
Well, I've got him up already. His name was. He died in 2000. Oh, he was born in 1930. Wow. Professor Tanaka.
The wrestler.
And he was a wrestler, yeah.
Cool.
Dude, he's Sub-Zero. I think he's Sub-Zero in The Running Man.
Oh, wow. What was he in this?
That's incredible. He's Lau. Wait,
he is in it? So
no,
Oddjob was in this movie?
No, it's not Oddjob. It's somebody else. Yeah, so sorry. No, I just saw that he was in The Running Man, and I got excited. My bad.
Oh, okay. Was Oddjob in The Running Man, or this guy was in The Running Man?
This guy was in The Running Man.
So they're different guys.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys. I had a ADD moment where I had a conversation in my head and I wasn't.
You're not coming to work at my private detective agency. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. No, you don't want me. I'm good at scrubbing toilets, and I can clean stuff, but that's about all I'm good for.
Oh, maybe you
So-
are then. Okay.
I got you, buddy. No, I always love little connections like that. That's cool. Sub-Zero, which by the way, Running Man is 1,000% going to be happening at some point in the future.
Yeah, they're remaking it.
Such a great movie.
It's happening right now.
It's happening with your guy, with Mr.
Glenn
Glenn
Powell.
Powell. The
Smiley.
guy. Which there's like this weird internet movement of people that really don't like Glenn Powell, and I don't understand why. They're just like,
No, what? Get out of here.
I don't understand. I don't know how big the group is, but every time I see a post about Glenn Powell, I see these comments and they're just like, "Oh, he's so overrated" or whatever. And I'm
That's
like,
just like somebody
I mean-
says they hate vanilla ice cream. Like,
That's true.
Shut up. Get out of here.
Yep, agreed.
I think we
So-
lost Tanner. I think he's literally falling asleep.
I mean, yeah, as you guys now know, no names really mean anything to me. So
You recognize Glenn Powell. He's
And
the
I
ice
think
man
that you're
character
right.
He's
in,
Hangman.
I'm sure
Top
that
Gun
you're
Maverick.
right.
Yeah, Hangman.
But yeah, that doesn't help me at all. You fuck. I can't pick faces
He was
out of my mind.
He was the extra beautiful man in the volleyball sequence. In the second one, did they play volleyball or soccer?
No, they played two-way. They played two-way football.
Football. That's right. It wasn't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, volleyball.
Offense and defense at the
first one.
same time.
Getting after it. So, Polly Award. I'm gonna say
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't even know the guy's name, but the smaller guy. Yeah, that guy.
That's him. Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
I got
Mr.
him.
Powell.
I get it.
I'm excited for the remake. Actually, I think that's
Tanner
gonna be
is
fun.
showing us pictures of Glenn Powell
Yeah.
Yeah.
To confirm, I had looked him up and figured
for
it
our
out.
radio audience. Tanner's holding up his phone.
Provided that the
We're
Glenn Powell
catching up.
portion makes it into the edit. And
Yeah. I'm gonna say that other than having the helicopter, Francois is kind of a useless character because
I was
like,
going to say the same thing.
they're doing the drug trade thing together, but then he just decides to kill him, and I guess
Yeah, but
end it.
he's got the sex workers too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's
He
got
doesn't
some
even play that
hustles.
big a part in the movie.
No,
The sex workers.
I really,
see him for
I
like
really
one-
did not understand with what was happening when they took the guy's pants off and then they just took.
It was a strange.
what
I think
Was
it was
it
just
strange
to.
scene.
was
I
it
think it was
meant,
just to try
meant
to-
to be torture?
I think it was just to humiliate him. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
not
they
sure.
got him good. They
Yeah.
got him good.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh no, one more time.
I will say when they did the whole fake, pulling the trigger and there was no round in the chamber with the
They had a
first
lot
guy.
of fake outs. Those
A
guys.
lot of
They
fake
did.
outs, and then the photographer's out there, and he's like, "It's okay. They're not going to kill you." And he's like, "Oh, I feel much better." And then they're like, "Oh no, shit."
Boom.
They
Yeah.
popped him. They
Mhm.
popped that dude good
On
So,
camera.
all right,
Yeah.
on camera. Yeah. So Francois, I think Francois is a good kind
I
of
think
useless
Francois.
guy. He kind of sucks. Bishop Award for most underrated character.
Whoever could fly the helicopter right away.
That was
yeah.
Man Leone or whatever
Maxilli-
it is.
The guy who looked like Al Pacino.
Mazzilli.
The guy who was supposed to go off into the ravine and ride off into the sunset, but he
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
got
yeah.
captured
He
again.
looked, he looked like discount Al Pacino to me.
Yeah.
He
Store
did.
brand Al Pacino.
Store brand Al Pacino.
Yeah.
But yeah, he stepped right into that pilot seat and was like,
That's
"I
pretty
got
cool.
this."
Good to go. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much all there is to flying a helicopter is you pull back, and I'm pretty sure that's it based on
That's
all
it,
the-
right? Tom
Okay.
Cruise makes it look really easy.
You get in and you turn it on, and then something
Yeah,
happens.
You just flip a few. I mean, Arnold too. He just flips a few switches, and then it's like, all right, cool. Let's just take.
Oh,
let's
that's
take
all
off
there's
and
to
do
it.
I
it.
bet
Okay.
the three of us could figure out how to get a helicopter in the air in under 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes.
I like the confidence.
Yeah,
The
I
three
mean-
of us together
Yeah.
could figure out how to get a helicopter in the air in under 2 minutes. No
All
problem.
right. I mean that I'll take that vote of confidence.
That would be fun.
You think that they'll let us do that? Just like for
Pitch
fun?
and yaw. You got to know those things.
Let's do it.
Shoot. Okay.
I
Well,
think you're right. I'm gonna give Captain Ho an honorable mention just because
Hello.
he tries to get he
Hello.
tries to work through Nestor to get the medicine for Frederick, and then he starts the diversion so that Chuck can get more equipment out and get some firepower together to stage the uprising. So I'll give my guy an honorable mention. So, but yeah, I think Mazzilli is the winner. I love this question every time because it just gets more and more interesting because we keep adding people to the pool. Would this main character make your starting 5 to protect you for 48 hours?
No.
I'm leaning towards no.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would he make yours, DeMarco?
No, I love Chuck Norris. I grew up watching I think I saw some of Walker, Texas Ranger while it was still airing, but most of it was just like reruns. But I have a special place in my heart for Chuck Norris, and I think he's a cool guy. My dad had the Total Gym workout machine. That thing is brutal, really. I kind of wish I had one. If I find one on the marketplace or something, I'll let you guys know. We can have a nice Chuck Norris-esque workout. Which sounded weird out of context, but no, I don't think he would. I mean, he's a cool guy, but yeah, probably.
Problem is the
not.
commando slot is full.
The commando slot is
we got a lot of
Rambo
commando.
You got Rambo, you got commando, you got a lot.
Yeah,
we got a lot of depth at Army guy.
Yeah, not this one. Chuck's not making it.
Not
he
this
just
one.
Doesn't have the stuff. He's in a heavy draft category. There's a lot of other people that are vying for the top spot. Yeah, a lot of depth in the commando character.
Tremendous depth. And I mean, and the funny thing is we still have yet to watch the Delta Force movies together. There's a really cool not Wild Killer. What's that? I can't remember what it's called. There's another really, really cool one. Rage. Is it called Rage? I can't remember.
Rage Cage.
Bueller. So, but he's got some really good ones. So, MacGyver Award for most innovative kill, escape, attack, etc. I think pretending to be dead on a noose and snapping somebody's neck is pretty fucking hardcore. It's like, yeah, damn, that's hardcore, man.
Killing the rat in the bag was with your mouth.
That is apex predator right there.
Yeah. I liked when he ran out of bullets and then he just leapt with his knife and he went and he was going down. I was like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah, that was a great.
That was very exciting.
Solid shot. Yeah,
it was a real karate leap. Like
Yeah.
A lot of kicking.
Yeah, that's a lot of kicking, a lot of chop, a
lot of like wrapping people around his feet, like his feet around people and like flipping them over and stuff.
A lot of the kick where you kick, but then you keep your foot up and you kick again.
Yeah.
And then maybe even kick a third time.
Yeah. You're like, kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did do a lot of that.
So
you got to have
innovative kicking.
Really open hips. Yeah.
I mean, the chopping was cool. The chop game is strong in this movie.
Chop game is strong.
Everybody's chopping each other. Everybody's
chopping each other.
Chop.
You don't see any chopping anymore.
No, it's a chop-free action atmosphere. So it was nice to bring the chop back, and like Ben said, the multi-level kick back.
I mean, the hip mobility you need to be able to do that is like
it hurts me just to think about.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to do like a low kick or try an inside leg kick or something like that, but or a front kick.
You're spending a lot of
different
time
ballgame
on the floor opening those hips up.
I feel like I associate that most with Van Damme, but obviously Chuck came first.
Yeah.
Chuck paved the way.
I mean, Chuck's roundhouse kick is so iconic. I mean, I think every episode of Walker, Texas Ranger, he does at least 3 roundhouse kicks, and it's awesome because he's in
with
cowboy
boots
and a cowboy hat on. It's and a vest.
A cowboy boot heel to the head.
That probably really hurts. How about when he is just beating the shit out of Yin at the end, and he just does he grab his rib cage? Is he breaking a rib or something?
What he's doing there?
He's doing something that it hurts. It doesn't feel good because his fingers
seemed a little bit like a Kill Bill, like a 5-finger palm or whatever the hell.
It did. like anatomically where he was, like you've got the bottom of your ribs, and then you've got kind of the bottom of your sternum, the what's it called? I can't remember now, but anyways, it's very,
Yeah, you don't want a hand up in there. No.
you don't want a hand up in there. It's not the, it's
I don't want
it's
a
more,
hand most places. So
it's more cartilaginous tissue. But yeah, I agreed. You don't want a hand
Dr.
up
Crumb checking in.
anywhere.
Dr. Crumb.
No, just a nerd
Dr.
who
Crumb.
just a nerd who likes fitness and muscles and stuff. Oh, best stunt. Hanging on the bridge upside down.
Yeah,
Like
it's got to
is
be
cool.
that, right?
Like that's cool. That's
looked
like
real.
Predator.
It did.
He's under the walkway on Predator. Waiting
This
for.
very much reminded me of the village or the little the camp that they raid at the beginning
Absolutely.
of Predator.
Yes. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Tropic Thunder vibes too.
Big Tropic Thunder vibes.
Tropic Thunder vibes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Every time a clip of that pops up somewhere and I just see it, I just laugh so hard and just remember.
Well, I was telling Tanner, you can picture the special effects guy up on the ridge, hitting the explosion buttons. Our man Kenny Powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't say it.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty epic. I'm trying to make the editing process easier for Tanner, so I'm working on it.
For the audience listening at home, we finally started listening back to some of these ourselves, and we're filthy.
Yeah.
And we say horrendous things.
And Tanner's the one editing. And so
Tanner has to edit it. And
so we're trying to censor ourselves on the front end.
3 hours of the same podcast.
We've decided to add 1 degree of censorship.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Good times, boys. Good times. Best line or corniest line. I know the original one is the One Last Ride for Family Award.
I mean, it's just like you lose, right?
You lose.
Lose.
Yeah.
He says it way too many times.
But this is where the POW mindset, like, I need you to be positive, man. You win. Somebody wins. It's not about
somebody win.
Just say I win. Not you lose. Just focus on the positive.
Focus on the positive. That's a good lesson. Yeah, that's a good thing to focus on. I feel like a lot of the even though I've seen this movie quite a few times, a lot of the lines are like easily forgettable. I feel like the writing just is not obviously this movie's strong point.
Big budget.
Or the acting.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Or the cinematography.
I will say though, like I still love a movie in a real location, real explosions. Like there's something to be said for that stuff, obviously, which is really cool.
This movie is an amazing example of what it is, right? Like a cranked out 80s action movie that cost like $2 million to make.
Exactly.
And made 10. Like, this movie did well.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Canon Films? Have you seen any of their other stuff?
No, I can't think of any. What else?
So
do they do?
they're known for these, big, sloppy, cheap action movies in the 80s. Like, not sort of the slick stuff like a Predator or
nice.
Die Hard. With
what other movies can you name any that you think of?
No, of course not. But
that's okay.
But they have a lot, and
excellent.
you would love them all. They're all fun.
I'm ready.
This is a fun movie.
I don't know where this movie just popped in my head for a moment. Have you seen Uncommon Valor?
I don't think so.
Gene Hackman, which again, it's a similar plot. He leads a team to go rescue POWs in Vietnam. It's Gene Hackman, the only actor I remember in the movie. But yeah, I may have to give. I don't think it's an action. I don't think there's enough action in it. But yeah, have to check that out later. So I haven't seen that movie. That was also when I was younger. I'll probably rewatch it and realize there's a lot of really unsavory
POW camp stuff when you were a kid. Was this your parents trying to be like, look, if you're bad, this is what's going to happen to you.
This is what's going to happen to you.
You're going to POW camp.
Oh yeah, because Rambo, like the first one, there's the flashbacks, and then the second one, he's rescuing the POW. He's like pulling up the barbed wire for the POWs to get through. So it's
canon films, you have Bloodsport,
Yes.
Highlander,
Yes.
Cobra,
Yes.
Oh, Cobra, yeah.
Yes.
American Ninja,
Yes.
Death Wish 2,
Yes.
Over
All
the
bangers.
Top, Missing in Action 1 and 2, The Delta Force,
That's why I
Runaway
love this
Train.
movie.
Yeah, this is very much DeMarco.
DeMarco
Snow
Core,
White.
Crumb Core.
Yes. Banger.
Crumb Core, yeah.
Crumb Core. I
That's
will
canon
say
films for you.
Over the Top is a required film for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Someone
happening.
else.
Yes. My man Ben
Let's
gets it.
go.
I haven't seen it in a while, so it'll be fun in the future to see how it is on a rewatch with him against Bull Hurley. So we'll get there. It's an incredibly stupid movie that's incredibly awesome, and you'll hate and love it, Tanner. I will tell you that. So steal that name slash name you would steal for your own project.
Oh. This is where Tanner and I were talking about ice a lot.
Yeah. That's fair.
You know, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, there wasn't really any catchphrases.
There's not a
other than,
lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Missing in Action, that's like an album name. I feel like I say that every time. The movie name could be an album name, but
use the movie name. That seems, cheating.
it's pretty
I might
bad.
pass. Can I pass on this one? Is that allowed?
Sure.
That's not good podcasting, probably. But
Actually, I'm gonna go with a really
It
weird.
won't make it.
I'm gonna go with a weird one, but stay with me here. So Norris's character's name is Braddock. What if like Braddock was the name of a comic book character? And the reason what I thought of was I thought of the Keanu Reeves comic book Berserker, and I was like, oh shit, Braddock, Berserker. I don't know. That's where my weird brain goes.
I think Braddock would be a good name for like a government entity that like Reacher is fighting or something like that.
Yes. Oh, that's great. That's even better.
Like-
I like that.
Like Braddock headquarters is, the thing that Reacher has to infiltrate or something like that.
That's awesome.
That's where Braddock takes me. But I like Braddock. That's good. A lot of
Yeah,
uses
that's
for that.
probably it.
What did we have from last week that we liked so much? Bill something?
Braddock, who is an associate of Captain Britain. I just looked it up from the comic books, but
It's Billy Braddock.
Betsy.
Betsy Braddock.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys. I think we texted this.
Oh, what
but I
about
never...
like International whatever house? The guys.
Oh, the International Peace
International House of POWs.
Oh,
IHOP.
Doesn't he say International Peace House? It's something like that, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
That's
I
funny.
think it was
What
the
is
International House of Peace. That's really funny.
That's funny.
IHOP.
There you
That
go.
would be like a fun deep cut shirt to make. People would be really confused. We would know. Everyone else would be very confused.
That guy was good. He was good at lying. He was good at bluffing.
He was very very convincing. The problem was he was like 100% lying. All of it was a bluff.
Yeah.
It wasn't even just a slight.
And he paid with his brains.
He did.
He paid with his brains.
On full display, too.
All right. So I added a new category. And I texted you guys this a while ago. I think I texted Ben and Tanner. I may have just texted Ben. Sometimes I text Ben on the side, Tanner, about movies.
It's fucked up.
I'm sorry, buddy. Sometimes we text. You know what I mean? If it's a horror movie, especially, like, he gets it. So
I could get it. I thing. Bitch.
In Tanner's defense, you've seen a few horror movies recently, and one of the first movie I ever sat down and watched with Tanner, which was just like, I recognize a really messed up thing. We watched Halloween Resurrection together, and he like, that's a real friend that's gonna go through that with you. That's like Thunder Buddy material.
And what were the circumstances, DeMarco, that we watched Halloween Resurrection under?
I think I just wanted to watch it, right? Wait, what were the circumstances?
Where did we watch it?
Oh, right. Yeah, it was at my apartment.
And what level volume was it
Vivi was sleeping upstairs. Lauren was out. And we watched it at like volume. Was it at 10? I put it at 10, right?
I think it was at like 5 or 6 subtitles included.
Oh,
Yeah.
so sad.
But I brought you. Did I make?
Subtitles? Low volume, child upstairs,
Yeah.
wife out.
Oh God,
Yeah.
makes me cry.
And
I
she
know.
came home, and didn't she shit on us when she got home too?
Well, she shat on us when she walked into us watching Con Air, and it was the scene with Nicolas Cage giving his
I
daughter
do remember
the money.
that.
I got you a present. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Lauren
She came
walked in,
back at
she's
a
like,
bad time. Yeah.
"What the hell are you guys
She was
watching?"
not impressed with us.
No. She wasn't.
Lauren was warm. Lauren worked late today, so but she was warming up dinner while we had started watching the movie, and she saw the part when each character was falling out of the helicopter, and it was like freeze framing and showing their name and missing in action. And Lauren just looks over and says, "That just looks stupid as shit." I was like, "All right, it's not for you. It's okay. It's all good." Anyways, new category. I'm calling it the cruise index, i.e., how believable is the character, their moves, their tactics, the stuff they're doing, the maneuvers. One thing that stood out to me this time, Chuck fires off at most 5 rounds off the Uzi, and 5 people go down. Like it's like a cluster of 5 guys. Like that part is definitely just like, oh, that was okay.
Ben and I were discussing the length of the fuse of the grenades that some of the grenades that he threw.
Short fuse.
He threw them, 4 feet from him, and they blew up immediately. It was like,
yeah. And I've thrown a couple of them like in in a safe environment, obviously, but yeah, they don't. It's like a 7 second. It's
I think it's 7 or 8 seconds.
Yeah,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because like they told us
for you to get far as fuck away.
Yeah. Well, and what we did is it was a bunker. We were throwing it into a bunker, and it was like you'd pull the pin. They'd say let it cook for 3 seconds and then throw it. Or like 1 or 2 seconds maybe. And
I'm not letting it cook.
I'm not. There's no cooking happening. Yeah.
No.
That's what they said.
Cook over there.
It was
you cook in the air.
It was a professional.
I hate cooking.
Service member in the military, so I believe what they were saying. But anyways, it was fun. I will say it was really fun. But yeah, the grenade throwing was pretty epic. They're like they threw them really far too. Some of them were like, that's you cannot throw a grenade that far. Come on, let's be serious.
Yeah, there was a lot of and the throwing you're not throwing anything in a giant lob unless you're like fucking Kareem in the early days of the NBA. Like,
yeah,
there's no grenade. You're not throwing anything. You're not throwing a football like that. Yeah,
the skyhook.
The thing that's believable are all the kicks, right? And other than that,
true.
Yeah, I believe he can kick somebody in the head 8 times in a row.
Yeah, I believe that too. He did have super fast hands too, which I know it's choreography, but you still can't really fake the speed. So that was cool. That was fairly believable.
Yeah.
The gunfire, not so much. Lots of rounds, close quarters, and no one's even getting hit by a stray.
Yes.
When that one guy was like shooting into the ground next to
he opened
the
up.
other one. Yeah, it was like how is this possible?
When the guy was in the you're talking about when he was in the prison cell and he opens up the door and he just like starts shooting right at him.
Yeah, you're like he didn't get hit at all. Yeah.
Actually, funny enough,
most.
Other than Nestor, none of the guys took any shots. That's actually pretty wild if you think about it. Nobody caught even like a stray bullet.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But I thought his commandoing stuff was, pretty believable. Stealthy.
Yeah.
Come from behind takedowns. The kicks, like you said. His martial art ability, obviously. Those are all the most realistic portions. And I don't know if this is realistic, but I did want to mention the makeup that they gave Chuck throughout the movie looked, like he had
scars.
Well, just that, and around his eyes, he just looked like he's had diarrhea for like 10 days. Yeah,
he looked like shit.
They definitely made him look like a prisoner of war because he had some shitty ass makeup on in a good way.
that was honestly a really good era for like movie makeup. I mean, they just did such a great job with the stuff
Except
back
that he
then.
was like 220 pounds of pure muscle.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That.
But he was wearing like the loose clothing, right, to try to kind of conceal it
He
or
had
whatever.
like
But
zombie rags on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
yeah,
Yeah. So
so that was pretty good. You guys have any
Great.
other thoughts about the movie?
Well, now I want to go watch the first one.
Yeah, me too.
I'm in.
I
I'm all set.
I really want to watch Rambo First Blood Part 2 now, because now like I'm just remembering this movie, like this is still a fond
First Blood Part
childhood.
2 is awesome.
It's
I
like
mean,
Tanner,
it has the music. It
you're gonna
has
love
like
it. Yeah.
the you know
Unless we watch it in Action Club, you know I'm not watching it. So
No.
I
What's
hope you plan
happening?
to watch it.
It's definitely gonna happen. It is an all-timer. It
Doesn't
is
Rambo
fantastic.
also breathe through a reed in the water?
Yeah.
We gotta. I'm sure I've seen that in other movies too.
I feel like there was a lot of that at that time.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, there was a lot of that. I mean, in the Rambo movies, I mean, obviously in the third one, he does some pretty cool stealthy shit, but in the second one, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but Ben, the mud scene, like when his eye opens,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, that shit's so cool. Like, so
Awesome.
cool. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So I don't spoil it for my guy. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching this with me. It was a great rewatch. It was very eye-opening to the very traumatic things that I witnessed as a
Eye-opening.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I gotta
explains a
talk to your
lot.
parents.
I also need to talk to my parents. We gotta work
Yeah.
some stuff out.
Intervention.
Christmas. Good time to work things out.
Good
Yeah.
time to work things out.
Yeah, the best time. And Thanksgiving also.
Yeah. So, well, hey, want to thank you guys all so much for tuning in and listening / watching us. And until next time, we'll see you guys.
Peace.
Bye.
Awesome.